Has this ever happened to you where something happened in your life and at the point when it happened, you 100% believed that your action was right, it was justified, and that was the best thing you could do at that time?
And then, a little while later,
you look back at that situation and you're suddenly like, why the hell did I do that? Like, why would I do that? And now you're suddenly filled with this feeling of guilt. You have this remorse that you acted that way. You're feeling embarrassed. You're feeling disappointed in yourself that you acted that way. This video is about dealing with that guilt feeling. Okay, first things first, something you did in your past has been haunting you. It's been bothering you. You can't stop thinking about it. It's something that keeps running in your head again and again. And even though you want to stop thinking about it, even though you want to put the past in the past, you are not able to do it because something about that situation and the way it unfolded or the way things happened and the way you reacted is not in alignment with who you are right now. And what do you do when you're in a situation like this? You know, when you're feeling like you need to rectify a situation, but you don't know how to actually rectify it because you think that you've done something in the past. And now if you try to rectify it, it's going to go against your ego. It's going to go against the decision that your past self made. You've put yourself in a tough situation, haven't you, Nifty? And everybody else who's watching this video right now. Okay, first things first, when it comes to an energy level, we are all connected. We are all one. So the way that you think and you feel about somebody else is the way that you think and you feel about yourself on some level. So that's the reason you say that you don't hold grudges against anyone, don't hold hate, don't have bad ill towards other people, because end of the day, you are the person who is holding on to those emotions, and all these emotions are emotions you are holding on to. Even though you feel it towards another person, you are still holding on to those emotions. If at this point in life you are feeling that something that you did in the past is something that's making you feel guilty, it's making you feel unaligned, is because the version of you that is here right now knows that whatever that happened in the past, if the roles were reversed, if that was you on the other end dealing the consequences of the actions, you know that you wouldn't be happy with the way things unfolded, and that is the reason why you're feeling guilty. So the reason I decided to make this video was because I had a falling out with a friend, and even though the falling out was fine and everything, I felt like at that point, the things I did, the things I said, everything was justified because it wasn't something like a quick decision that I made. It was something that I really thought about, something that felt really aligned to me. And I made decisions based on that version of Nifty that was there at that time, that thought that what she was doing was right. And I'm not saying that what she did was wrong. At that point, that Nifty, with everything she knew, with all the information she had, all the feelings, emotions, thoughts, beliefs she had, she did what she thought was right. But the thing is, we are ever evolving creatures. The way you feel at one point of time is not the same as you would feel in another point of time. For example, let's think about you when you were a teenager. The dating decisions you made when you were a teenager, you would not make the same decisions right now. Even if I took you and put you in the body of your teenage self, you would not make those same dating decisions because now you have a different perspective on life. You have a different perspective of seeing things. You have different standards. You look at the world with different glasses. You look at the world differently with a different view. And so that version of yourself, the teenage version of yourself, would have made completely different decisions as compared to the version of you right now. And the time difference doesn't even have to be that crazy. The you that was 1 month ago is very different from the you that you are today. The you that was yesterday is different from the you that you are today. You could be having a bad day yesterday and somebody put you in a situation and you acted in a certain way, and you today in a good mood would act completely differently in that same situation. Just because we are ever evolving, we are never the same. And the reason that you feel this guilt, this discomfort, this unalignment with that decision that you made in the past, or with what happened in the past, the way things unfolded in the past, the reason you are feeling so stuck and unsatisfied with the way things turned out is because the version of you that is here right now is in some way feeling that that decision that you made in the past was not right and you need to rectify the situation. And that is the reason that is calling to you, that is nudging you, that is making you want to move into a direction to try and fix things. Because at the energy level, we are all one, guys. Like the way you make somebody else feel, end of the day, somebody else out there is going to make you feel that same way, and you will not realize this until that cycle is complete. And I feel like I was at a point where that cycle for me got completed, and that was the reason I realized this guilt. My story is, I think 2 years ago, I had this friend who was really good to me and everything was fine. We were friends for a few months, and then that person suddenly ghosted me. And for me, that was a big thing because I thought we were really good friends and I didn't know like what I did wrong or where things went sore or what happened that this person completely decided to ghost me and like remove me from their life. And this was something that I always thought about like for the longest time, for I would say almost months after this person had left my life. I would still think about it and be like, I wonder what happened. Like, I wonder what I did wrong that this person left, and you know, like the way things unfolded. I wonder what happened. I wonder what happened. And guess what happened, guys? Universe, karma happened. Not even 1 year after that, I had another friend. The thing was, this time the roles were reversed. This friend was good to me. She was nice. She was fine. Everything was all right. But things and circumstances just happened in such a way that I had to cut this person off. And at the moment that this happened, at the moment that I had to cut the friendship, everything seemed fine. Everything seemed okay. 2-3 months after that I decided to stop being friends with this person, that this realization hit me. You're always ever evolving. You are never the same. And once you learn a lesson from life, it is later that you reflect on that lesson and you incorporate that lesson into your life. And that is when I realized that, hold on a second, that person, that friend, the first friend left me. And I kept wondering about what could have happened, what could have happened. And 1 year from then, I was the person who left this other friend completely in the dark. I had to ghost them. I had to block them from everywhere and not even give them an explanation because I thought that they couldn't understand where I was coming from. But end of the day, it was the same situation because I was so in that energy of trying to understand why did she do that to me? Why would she ghost me like that? That universe created situations and circumstances around me where I was put in the shoes of my friend and I had to do the same thing that she did. And only then did I realize that, oh my God, this is why it happened the way it happened. And I feel like this is something we experience very commonly, even in the dating scene. You know, you go out with somebody, you like that person very much, and then they don't, you know, reciprocate it the way you want them to. They don't show up for you the way you want them to. And then things don't work out. And then a little while later, there's this other person who's all crazy about you and who wants to be with you. And you are not feeling that way about them. And suddenly you realize that, oh, okay, wait a second. The reason this person did not reciprocate the way I wanted to is because they are feeling the way I am feeling right now about this other person. And even though they are everything, they want to love me, protect me, give me everything I want, I do not want to reciprocate that feelings because I just don't want to, and that's okay. But the thing is, this is the cycle, you know, like this is the cycle. When you realize why a particular person acted a way, only when you are put in the shoes of that person. And that is the complete cycle. And something that I realized is the more you are focusing on trying to understand why something happened a certain way, universe will put you in situations and circumstances that will make you understand why that other person acted that way. That also reminds me of this one video that I saw with Jay Shetty and his wife. They were talking in a car and they were talking about, you know, when somebody tells you like, okay, you know, this is what I'm going through. If somebody tells you their sob story, okay, you know, I've been through this. This is what happened to me. And this is what I've been through. This is what I felt. This is what I had to live through. And if you have not been through something similar, do not try to comprehend, understand, or sympathize what this person is going through. You can empathize their situation. You can be like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you, but just leave it at that. Don't try to be like, oh, that's so sad it happened to them. I wonder what it is like to have that happen to you. And if you go into that mode of, oh, I wonder what it's like to be in that situation, to have that happen to you, guess what? Universe is now going to put you in a situation where that happens to you. So don't try to sympathize with people. Don't try to understand why things are happening the way they're happening or why somebody reacted the way they're reacting. Because the more you're trying to focus on trying to understand why that particular thing happened, universe is going to give you a way to experience that thing where you are on the other side of the story when the cycle is complete. Coming back to the feeling of dealing with that guilt. So what do you do now that you realized that, okay, something happened that I didn't want it to happen and now I'm feeling guilty, and at that point I didn't, but now that the cycle is complete, now I'm feeling guilty, I don't know what to do. What do? Be an adult. You take responsibility for what happened. You come to a realization, a self-realization, a self-acceptance with yourself that this is what has happened. That version of you that made that decision, that version is not wrong. But now you are more mature, you are more advanced, you are more developed, you are more self-aware. And this version of you that is here right now, for some reason, realizes that what happened in that past should not have happened or shouldn't have happened that particular way. And once you come to that realization, you have to own up to it. You have to be like, okay, I did that in the past and I realized that, and I am sorry that I did that. And I take responsibility for the way that I acted, for the way that my past self acted. But I now realize that I was wrong and I take responsibility for that. I am growing up. I am stepping into my power. And trust me, you have to do the thing which your highest self would do. You got to keep that ego aside and you got to do what you got to do. Because guess what? This is a journey that we are all on. Nobody's perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And we are all just here trying to figure out life. And that's the thing, right? Like if you make a mistake in the past and now you know that you made a mistake, wouldn't you want to go and fix that mistake if you could? Like, isn't that something you would want to do? Isn't that something a self-aware, enlightened person would want to do? So why not just do it? Why not just take the responsibility for it? Keep your ego aside and just go and apologize. It's not that hard. You can fix that situation. If you know that you're feeling guilty because it is something that you did wrong and you shouldn't have acted in that particular situation, that is okay. You can always go and fix it. And another thing you need to understand is asking for apology, saying sorry to someone, asking for apology doesn't make you a small person. In fact, you are now actually giving the chance for somebody else to experience the feeling of forgiveness. How awesome is that? Like, if you did wrong to someone and that person disappeared from your life, or that person did the shittiest of things, or whatever situation that is making you feel guilty right now is because you know you did wrong to someone or something in some form or the other. And you are now giving that other person a chance to forgive someone. How cool is that? Like if somebody did you wrong and disappeared, and if they came up to you and said sorry, the way I would look at it, I don't know about other people out there, but the way I would look at it is, okay, this person is apologizing to me. Now this gives me a chance to feel the feelings of forgiving someone, to feel that feeling of letting go and just letting them be, you know, like forgiving, I think, is like a very high vibration, and not everybody can do it. I'm not saying just because you're feeling guilty, you go and apologize to someone, they're going to forgive you. No, but just the act of you owning up to it and asking for that forgiveness will set you free. It will let your guilt go. So just ask for that forgiveness. If that person forgives you or not is their story. That's their karma now that they're holding on to. Because baby girl, let me tell you something. There's no right or wrong in life. And the version of you that did that things in the past, did them thinking they were right. And in some form or the other, if you want to admit it or not, if you want to be good or not, that person deserved it. And that was that person's karma to feel those emotions. And now it is their karma to choose if they want to forgive it or if they want to, you know, be a bitch about it. But whichever way it is, you need to do what you feel is right for you. And this is it, right? This is when you are again testing who are the people that truly deserve to be in your life, because now you know that you are coming from a higher frequency, from a higher vibration than when you made that decision in the past. And the other person can only forgive you if they're able to raise up to that frequency. And that is huge. Because we all make mistakes, and sometimes mistakes can be forgiven, sometimes they can't, but only a person who's able to raise their frequency to your frequency will be able to be like, okay, I know you did what you did in that circumstances and I forgive you. Now that is a frequency that we are operating in right now, because we are ready to feel that guilt and we are ready to step up our power and ask for forgiveness. But that other person needs to also step into their power in order to forgive you. So if they don't forgive you, it's not on you, because you know that you did the right thing. You raised your frequency, you raised your vibrations, and that person, it's their karma. Like, you don't have to worry about it, guys. Just do what is true and right to you, what is aligned to you. And that's the thing, when your vibration changes, when your frequency changes, people in your life will disappear. But I want you to know that just the fact that you are here watching this video right now, feeling that feeling of guilt, trying to understand how to overcome this guilt, trying to understand how to step into your power and how to own up to your mistakes, how to own up to the feelings that you're feeling right now, and to take the right action, to take the action that is in alignment with your higher self. That itself is a big realization, guys. I'm so proud of you right now for watching this video and for coming to that realization, understanding what it is you need to do. But make sure you also take that action. Make sure you do what you need to do in order to let go of that guilt, at least from your heart, because you need to let that energy go. If you have the feeling of guilt, you need to ask for that forgiveness in order to let it go. Karma always comes back. If you are willing to ask for that forgiveness and do the right thing, even if that particular person does not come back to your life or does not want to forgive you or whatever, in some form or some way, universe will reward you for it. And that is just the way everything works, right? And that is it for this video, guys. Hopefully this gave you that motivation to take that right action and to remember who you truly are. In deep inside, you are not that broken, fucked up person you think you are. That was not you. Maybe that was you in the past, but that is not you right now. And you are willing to change. You are willing to grow. You are willing to evolve. So like this video, share it with somebody who might want to watch this, or share this video with somebody that you want to ask forgiveness to. And thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye.